What's up, guys? In today's video, we're going to be doing something quite a bit different than we normally do. So basically, I'm going to be reacting to a very popular channel right now. His name is His Story. So anyways, let's get straight into the video. Alright guys, so this is the first video here. So yeah, we're gonna play it.
Gave me a sandwich, but I never saw her face. I was homeless, living behind a strip mall, when I saw an uneaten, wrapped sandwich on the dumpster. I looked around, then snuck over and savored my first meal in 3 days. My stomach stopped rumbling, and I went to sleep, not hungry for the first time in months. The next evening, a woman with her back turned was leaving another sandwich on the dumpster, and this time there was a note beside it. "What's your favorite?" I wrote it down, and the next evening, another sandwich was there, just like I said. That night I found a crumpled leaf, and left her my own note. "Thank you, mystery sandwich woman." The next day she left a sandwich with extra protein and veggies, and soon I stopped losing weight because of her sandwiches. She started leaving me little notes often, stuff like she'll try Sneak 2 tomorrow, and that I help her just as much as she helps me. I began looking forward to these notes just as much as her sandwiches, because I truly felt like we were friends, and that's something I've never experienced as a homeless person. On Christmas I used all my money to buy a frame, and put a photo of one of her sandwiches in it. I left it on the dumpster as a gift, and the next day found a wrapped box with warm gloves and socks inside. I'd still never seen her, so I put on my gloves and went in to figure out who it was. But my face was still dirty, and none of the employees even looked at me. I was crushed and walked out, but the sandwiches still kept coming, and for 5 years I stayed alive because of the mystery sandwich woman's kindness. But then one evening there was no sandwich and no note.
So far, this is very
We do not care.
Okay, let me.
I was disappointed, and then I saw the
let me just go on with the video, okay?
"For sale" sign on the window. The shop had closed down. I started crying because I thought I lost her. But the next morning, a man came up to me at the dumpster with my favorite sandwich and an envelope. He explained that his daughter was the one giving me sandwiches. She died of cancer 3 months ago, but before she died, she'd asked her co-workers to keep leaving me the
Okay, I'm sorry. That what? Okay, never mind. Did you guys hear that?
sandwich every night, so I wouldn't know anything changed. She made her dad promise that when the shop closed for good, he'd come give me the final sandwich. I teared up and took the sandwich, and when I opened the envelope, a check for all her savings fell out. There was also a note: "I never showed you my face because I knew I was dying. I didn't want us to get close, only for you to feel the pain when I was gone. Please enjoy my last sandwich. Thank you for everything, mystery sandwich woman." I turned over the note, and it was a picture of her making a sandwich for me. I finally saw her face. I unwrapped her last sandwich and cried as I took my first bite. Every day.
Okay, I'm going straight to the comments. I want to see what this. I wanna. Yeah, that's true. I don't know why they said his sandwich. Like, for some reason, I've been watching a few of these, and whenever there's like a brand or something, it already says his. It always says his, bro. It's like his sandwich or like, okay, but oh my god, I'm. Let's go on to the next one. You do not want to hear me talk, I bet. Okay, so this one is actually 2 parts in it, so we're gonna be watching both. So yeah. See how this goes.
My twin brother Chris and I were 9 when we learned Morse code. We tapped messages under the dinner table when Mom told us to stop talking, and tapped through the wall between our bedrooms every night. When Chris got into a car accident and the doctor said he'd never wake up, I pulled up a chair next to his bed, took his hand, and tapped. "Are you there?" Nothing. But I came back the
So far, this seems pretty wholesome.
next afternoon and
That was the word I was trying to say for the last one, but I just couldn't get it. Whatever. Ah!
again. Before I left, I always said the same thing: "See you tomorrow, Chris." A week later, Chris's fingers twitched against mine, and I almost fell out of my chair. I grabbed a nurse, and she barely looked up. They're reflexes. It doesn't mean anything. I bought a notebook the next day, and started writing down every single one. 4 months in, Mom watched me scribbling and said, "How long are you gonna keep doing this? Until he taps back." He's not gonna tap back. You're talking to a corpse. Dad lasted a few more months before he pulled me into the hallway. "We need to talk about donating your brother's organs. His fingers move every time I hold
Oh, why would you do this, parents?
his hand, Dad. The nurses said those are reflexes. Stop getting your hopes up, son. I don't care what the nurses say. You're not donating my brother's organs." But a week later, my parents called to have Chris transferred to a long-term facility to die, and scheduled a meeting to sign the paper.
Okay. I don't know if you guys heard that again, but what was that? Bro, these sound effects are too funny. Even if there's like a sad story, uh, sound effects are honestly too funny, bro. Our parents, bro. You can see right here it says our parents, bro. Low key, true, true comment. Okay. Resume.
The afternoon before the meeting, I tapped into his palm like always, but this time, something tapped back. Short, short, short. Long, long, long. Short, short, short. SOS. I grabbed his hand. Chris, if that's you, squeeze once. He squeezed so hard my knuckles cracked. I stormed into the meeting room and told them my brother just responded to me. The caseworker said, this is very common with families who aren't ready to let go. My parents nodded. I grabbed the transfer papers off the table. You're not signing anything until you come see for yourself. I walked them to Chris's bed and grabbed his hand. Ask him anything. The caseworker asked what year it was. Chris squeezed out the answer. Count to 5. 5 perfect squeezes. His mother's name, tapped out letter by letter. By the 10th question she said, he's still alive. We can't move him. Weeks later, I asked Chris what kept him fighting when everyone gave up. Heard mom call me a corpse. Heard dad say donate my organs. Heard all of them leave, except you. I asked why. I wanted to see you too. My twin brother.
Okay. Honestly, I prefer that one so far the best. But there's actually a part 2, as you can see. Maybe you can see. It's on the bottom corner. But yeah. So I think we're gonna be watching that next.
Second my mom pulled up to my school, I saw she was mad. And as soon as I opened the car door, she held up my report card. Are you kidding me? Not a single A on here. I tried to tell her I was sorry. I tried my best. She threw it at me. Maybe if you didn't stay up all night tapping that dumb secret code on your brother's wall, you'd actually be able to focus. I felt my heart beating. I pulled out my phone to text my brother. Mom's really
Yeah, bro, I don't like these parents, bro. But
mad. I think she might, but she grabbed it from my hand. Always on this stupid phone too. I could see her face turning red, but when I looked forward, Mom, watch out. She saw the car too, and screamed. It smashed right into
okay, wait. So I think this is the POV of the other brother.
us. Glass was everywhere, and I hit my head. I didn't know where I was. I tried to open my eyes, but nothing was moving. Then I heard someone. Listen, kid, he's never gonna wake up. No, please, he has to. It was my brother. I tried moving my hands, screaming. Nothing worked. But then, someone tapped my hand. I instantly recognized it. Chris, are you there? I squeezed my hand as hard as I could, but it didn't move. But he stood up. See you tomorrow, Chris. I felt a tear roll down my cheek. Someone else came in. We should just pull the plug. I'm not paying for a vegetable. We'll get more money from donating anyways. It was my mom. She was talking about selling me.
Okay, yeah. These parents are. Oh my god, I hate these parents so much.
But I was still here. Jay came back, tapping about his day. I knew I had to warn him. I squeezed my arm. It felt like concrete. Please, anything. They'll kill me. Then it twitched. He gasped. He ran out to grab them. That's just a reflex. No, it's him. You're talking to a corpse. That night, I heard my mom. He's gone. We need to pull the plug. I tried to move. Then, my shoulder twitched. My dad screamed. He moved. They were silent. If he wakes up, we get nothing. We need to get that paperwork signed. They ran out, and I knew I didn't have long. I felt someone tap my hand again. Chris, please wake up. They're gonna kill you. I squeezed. I needed a miracle. Then, my fingers moved. I said the first thing I thought of. SOS. Chris, I knew it. He instantly ran out of the room. Guys, he's awake. He's awake. They rushed in. I squeezed their hands. They saw it all. I heard my mom. He's still alive. We can't move him. But I knew what she said. That night, I tapped it all out to my brother as he wrote it down. He couldn't believe it. Then, when I finally opened my eyes, they gasped. My mom hugged me. Honey, you're alive. But I didn't hug her back. The doors opened behind them, and when the cops walked in, my parents looked nervous. What's going on? Can we help you? They were pissed. They slammed them both in handcuffs, and when they looked, Jake was holding up everything I said. I could barely move my arm, but used all my strength to raise my hand, then my middle finger. The second my
Okay. Okay. Alright. So unfortunately there's no part 3. But I feel like that's a pretty finished story. So far those two are the best ones so far. Yeah. Let's go on to the next one.
jaw, and I
Okay guys, this is the next one.
Oh, really?
So yeah, this is actually a 3-part one, so it's even more than last one. So yeah, so let's get right.
My bully's fist caught me right in the jaw, and I hit the floor. From across the alley, a shaky voice called out, "Kid, you're dropping your hands when you flinch." Brett spit on the ground next to me and walked off laughing with his friends. I pushed myself up and saw an old man sitting on a milk crate at the back of the alley. When someone throws a punch, you gotta keep your hands up and be ready to swing back. Nobody had ever talked about Brett like he was something I could fix. I walked over to him. "He's been beating on me since 7th grade. He's too strong. I don't think it's ever gonna stop." The old man nodded once. "I can make it stop. Come back tomorrow." Next to him was a shopping cart, and a faded boxing belt was sticking out the top. This guy was the real deal. Summer had just started, and I had nothing to lose, so I showed up the next morning at 6. He had me throw my first punch and grabbed my wrist before it landed.
Wait, hold up. Is it just
Hold up.
me, or do I
Wait
feel
a
like
minute. Something ain't right.
gotten a lot older?
Laughing with his
Let me-
friend. My bully's fist caught. I pushed myself up and saw an old
Oh,
man
never mind. Never mind. I'm just delusional.
grabbed my wrist before it landed. "Hands up. You drop them. You die." After that,
I have such a naughty mind. I thought he just did the middle finger at him. Okay.
came back every single day. He'd made punching bags out of garbage bags filled with sand and tied them to the chain link fence. He had me run laps around the empty lot until I threw up in the bushes, then sent me back out for more. A month in, he started throwing punches back at me, and I learned to duck and block them instead of taking them in the face. I started waking up before my alarm just to get to the alley. By August, he was holding up his own slippers and telling me to hit them as hard as I could, and the cracks were so loud people walking by flinched. The day before school started, he wiped his forehead and nodded. "You're ready, kid." First day back, Brett walked past me in the hallway and slapped the books out of my hands. The whole hall stopped to watch. I wasn't gonna fight him over a stack of books, so I picked them up and kept walking. But a girl from my biology class stepped between us and called Brett pathetic. He spun on her, raised his fist, and pulled back to swing. I heard the old man in my head, "Hands up." My hand shot up before I told it to, and caught Brett's fist in my palm. His eyes went huge. He swung again with his other
Guys, this is WS. WS. Okay, never mind.
hand, and I ducked under it. I buried my fist in his gut, and as he folded over, I threw the overhand right the old man had drilled into me 100 times. Brett hit the lockers and slid all the way down to the floor. The whole hallway went silent. The girl just stared at me with her mouth open. "Where'd you learn that?" I looked down at my hands, still up. An old man taught me some tricks.
Okay, guys. That one was pretty good. I'm not sure if it's the best one so far. It's probably top 3, maybe top 2. But yeah, it's the next part.
My back hit
Okay. So he's in a boxing ring, I think. Okay. Let me stop talking because I'm just stating the obvious, gang.
My back hit the canvas in round 1 of my first pro fight, and from the corner I heard the old man yell, "Get up!" I dragged myself to my knees as the old man banged on the canvas with both fists. "You got
By the way, guys, comment down below if you like the style of content, because it's, like I said already, it's very different than usual. And if it gets a lot of views, then I'll probably do more content like this.
expelled for dropping that school bully. If you hadn't dropped your hands, you wouldn't have gotten knocked down. Now get up." I spit blood and looked across the ring. The kid was twice my weight and 4 years older, rolling his shoulders waiting for me to stand. I forced myself up, and he caught me again before the bell saved me. I lost the fight in front of 50 people. That night, I walked back to the alley with a black eye. The old man was waiting on his crate. I dropped down next to him. "I quit. I'm done." He didn't look up. "Now you know what it feels like. You let me sign that fight knowing I'd lose. Every fighter loses, kid. The good ones get up. The great ones never stop getting up." I stared at the ground. Then I got up and asked him when training started in the morning. I trained twice as hard. I ran road work at 4 a.m. with my breath fogging out in the cold. I sparred at 6 with anyone who'd take a round with me. I hit the heavy bag until my knuckles bled through the wraps and the sun went down. A year later, I won my first fight by knockout, then 10 more after that. The old man held the slippers up for me every morning until he couldn't. After that, he sat on his crate and watched me hit the bags. His cough got worse every month. Then one morning, I showed up to the alley and his cart was there, but he wasn't. I found him in the back of the gas station, on the floor where my bully had once laid me out. He was gone. I sat down next to him on the floor and didn't move until the sun came up. I'm gonna come back a champion. I trained alone for a year. They called my name for a title shot. Round 1, I caught him with a jab, and he came back with one that swelled my eyes shut. Round 4. I caught him with a hook, but he came back with a body shot that cracked something. Round 8. A cut had opened over my eye, and the ref kept looking at the doctor. I had the champ on the ropes anyway. Round 11. The champ caught me with a left hook, and my back hit the canvas. I heard the old man in my head. Get up. I got up. He came at me with a hook, and I slipped under it. I buried my fist in his gut, and as he folded over, I threw the overhand. Right the old man had drilled into me 100 times. They put the belt around my waist, and I held it up to the lights to show the old man who was watching me from heaven. Then I grabbed the mic. The only reason I'm here is because an old man taught me how to get up.
Okay. Okay. I honestly have no words. I would say it's probably like about as good as the last one, maybe a little bit better. It might be the best so far. I don't know. But let's see part 3.
I heard a kid hit the pavement right outside my gym, walked out, and found 3 older boys laughing over him. The kid was curled up holding his ribs as I crossed the parking lot. The biggest one turned and the color drained out of his face. Yo, that's the champ. He grabbed his friends. We're out. They took off. I helped the kid to his feet. You okay? He nodded but kept his eyes down. I patted him on the back. You gotta keep your hands up. He looked up at me. Can you teach me? I thought about the old man and how he'd taught me when I got bullied. I tipped my head toward the door. Come inside. He showed up the next morning before we opened, and he came back every afternoon for 2 weeks. He flinched the first time I threw a punch at him. I used to do the same thing. I taught him to plant his feet, throw a jab, keep his guard up. He stopped flinching, and his jab started snapping back to his face. One afternoon, he was leaving the gym when the same 3 boys jumped him in the parking lot. I started toward the door, but he caught the first punch and threw a jab back that connected. The biggest one swung wide. He slipped under it and dropped him with a body shot. The other 2 backed up and ran. He came back inside breathing hard, knuckles bleeding. I want to be a world champ, just like you. I shook my head and smiled. Then you got a lot of work to do, kid. His eyes drifted past me. He pointed at the back wall. 2 belts hung side by side. My championship belt and an old faded one next to it. Whose is that one? He asked. I lowered my mitts and looked at the faded belt for a long moment. Belonged to an old man I once knew. The kid kept staring. I swung the mitt and caught him on the side of the face. He hit the mat. Hands up, kid. You drop them, you die. He looked up at me. I tapped the mitt against my palm. Get up. He pushed himself off the mat and raised his guard. I heard a kid hit.
Okay. So honestly, it's probably the worst one out of all the shorts so far, like in general. I mean, it wasn't bad, but like I feel like it's kind of content farming because just using like the same exact thing basically. But like he's like teaching the kid instead. Never mind. I just don't like it because it's like too similar to the last one. But yeah, let's go on to the next, last but not least one.
350-pound friend Tony stormed in front of our row.
Okay, I know this one's gonna be really funny, bro. I don't know why, but I know, bro.
At the movie theater and waved his empty popcorn bucket. One of you stole popcorn from me, and I'm not sitting down until that person apologizes and buys me a refill. We all looked at each other confused, because none of us had touched it. So where did a full bucket of popcorn go? He made us empty our pockets, and when nothing came out, he forced us to hold up our hands. He held them directly under his nose, and inhaled so hard, his nostrils flared. Okay, so none of you smell like butter popcorn. He ran to the front with sweat already dripping down his forehead.
I have a theory that he ate his own popcorn, I'm not gonna lie.
And faced the whole theater. But nobody's innocent until I find the criminal. A couple hurried out, and Tony paced the aisle interrogating strangers, while I slid down my seat trying to disappear.
Let's see if I'm right. Comment down below what's your theory.
His eyes landed on a little kid, hugging a full bucket of popcorn. He instantly started climbing over the seats, ready to grab it like a lion grabbing its prey. I deserve this! I lunged for his hoodie, and a single kernel dropped out of his hood onto my armrest. I felt
Did I just guess it? I think I just
light
guessed it.
bulb ding over my head as I realized what was going on. Tony, put your bucket down, put your hands behind your back, neck up, and stretch. And the second he stretched, popcorn poured out of him, out of his hood, out of his collar, out of all of his fat folds, until a pile of popcorn surrounded his shoes. We all gasped, because nobody had touched his popcorn.
Bro, guys, I swear I didn't watch this before.
Got the cat.
The only person who'd stolen from him was his own fat rolls. Tony scooped the pile back into his bucket and sat back down. Case closed. Our 350-pound
I did watch something similar to this on his story. So yeah, it was something about chocolate. But so yeah, I kind of got a little bit of a hint. But yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm giving this like the second worst one because, like, again, bro, it's like too repetitive. I already watched something like really similar to this. You gotta get more ideas, his story. But yeah, guys, the craziest thing about this is if you check the description, it says this story may be based on real events. So maybe one or two of these might have actually happened in real life. But yeah, guys, if you like this style of content, comment down below. And yeah, guys, why are you still here? You're supposed to leave. I said leave. Leave now. Leave now!